hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Success Podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us. He's a 7-time weightlifting national champion. He has represented Sri Lanka at the Commonwealth Games and he is also the head coach at CrossFit Ceylon. We have with us Nirash Perera. Nirash, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Fantastic. So Nirash, one of the reasons that I invited you here today is because of your background, right? You come from a Sinhala-speaking background, am I right?
Yeah.
And today, you are teaching foreigners. You're speaking with foreigners. You're training foreigners and mainly an English-speaking audience on how to be fit, right?
Yeah,
I want to talk to you about that journey. First, can I have some background about where you started, what your upbringing was, what kind of background you come from?
So, like you said, my background is not like English speaking background at all actually. I started weightlifting when I was 13 years old, right? So, and then I became my first national appearance when I was 14 years old. So, since then I came all the way until I represent Sri Lanka at the Commonwealth stage and everything, right? So, but by that time, the only thing actually for the obstacle what I had actually, my background or my family background or my environment was completely Sinhala speaking background, right? So even though I studied English as a subject, as a language, I had that theory knowledge in my head, but I didn't have any environment to practice it, to speak to someone or even someone, to listen to someone speaking in English. I didn't have that background actually, to be honest with you. So that's the barrier, and I think that's the biggest fear in my head to speak in English from the beginning even, right? So like you said, I started my career as a weightlifter when since very young, and then I went to military when I was 18 years old. I was in military for 6.5 years, right? And then while I'm staying in the military, actually, I started coaching slowly, as a part-time coach. So I still remember my first step for coaching actually in 2015. But I still remember for the first time when I do my classes, I had to coach for a couple of foreign people, also Sri Lankan people, but who lives in abroad. So they are not really good with Sinhala sometimes, right? I still remember my first class I did completely in Sinhala. They can understand what I say, but I can understand what they say in English, but I'm not very comfortable to reply to them in English. That's the problem I had, even though I can understand, right? Because I have never spoken to anyone in English, or because I didn't have that background, right? So I still remember the first couple of classes actually I did in Sinhala. So then my other coaches, the colleagues that work with me actually, so they helped me. They said I remember my Andy, he was giving me the foreign clients consistently. You deal with them, you deal with them, you deal with them. I think that's one of the biggest thing actually what happened in my life actually, because I started speaking to them in English because I can understand what they're saying, telling actually, but the only reason is actually I'm scared to speak back to them in English. I'm scared to speak am I going to tell whatever I want to tell them in correct way or not? That's the problem I had. So, but I started somehow, and then slowly I got very comfortable with that. But it took for a while actually. It's not came in one. It took for a while because things I had to face with the foreign people, and at the same time I had to face with the Sri Lankan people also who's speaking in English, right? So that's completely two different stages, I would say, because I think I got more comfortable to speak in English, foreign people later on, because right now even my 90% of my client base foreigners actually. So I really like to work with them because now I think I'm very comfortable after that. The only reason actually, practice. I had to change my environment completely from Sinhala speaking background to English speaking background. Obviously I had to watch so many, I had to read books in English and listen to the podcast and just to get comfortable with that listen to like new words and everything. So that's how it started. And then not like happened in like 1 year or two. For a while I had to keep doing that. And yeah, that's how it started.
That's such an interesting thing that you said it took me 2-3 years
Yeah.
to actually get fluent with speaking
Yeah,
English.
exactly.
Now, if you look at the market today, a lot of people are saying you can learn English in 10 days, 1 month.
Yeah.
How possible or impossible is this?
So that's why I said, like, even though when I start from the beginning, I had the knowledge. I can read, I can understand. Even though like I am not comfortable to speak in English, I can understand what they're saying to me, which means like I had the knowledge, right? It just like I'm not comfortable to reply them back again or like speak in English. So that only comes with the practice. I think you have to go to that environment, talk to them. I know from the beginning you're going to make like lots of mistakes. It's going to be happen. I had the same problem, like, but I'm so grateful, but no one like laughed at me or didn't say anything. And I felt like, okay, this is a mistake, but I was trying to make the mistake better, or like not to make that mistake again and again. Try to become like the best version. That's it. So it's going to take a while. If you are not putting work into it, it's never going to be happen. And some people cannot like catch it like really faster, but I don't think like within 10 days or whatever, like that's, I don't think about that. Like, 'cause
You
it'll
said
take a while.
something interesting, which is the people around you
Yeah.
didn't laugh at you. They helped you.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't speak in English because they are afraid of what other people are going to say,
Yeah.
what other people are going to think.
Yeah.
How important is it that you have some belief in yourself? Because I'm sure even if the people around you didn't help you or not, or whether they laughed at you or not, you would have put in some commitment, you would have put in some effort to learning this language.
Yeah.
How important is it that people do that and have that self-belief?
I would say I always believe this thing because I'm coming from like this sport background also. If you're making mistakes, I would say that's better. That's the best thing you can do, because without making the mistake, you can't learn anything, right? So the more mistakes you're making, which means you're going to learn something. I think it's okay, like you just need to be like, don't be scared to make mistakes. That's how you're learning. Like, I mean, anyone will agree with that thing, because I don't think like no one ever without making any mistakes, no one can grow up actually. So it's okay to make mistakes. Just like, I mean, we can't stop what people say or what people think, or like if you're going to think about that, like you are not going to do anything actually. So
Now, obviously, you're a sportsman, you come from a weightlifting background. You said that you are a 7-time national champion. Were there instances you made mistakes in your
100%,
weightlifting journey?
100%, 100%, 100%. So I'll tell you one one story. So I started weightlifting when I was 13 years old, and I remember my first coach. He came to my school and then met my principal and then asked about. I'm looking for a couple of school young athletes who can do weightlifting, but whether they have done it or not, like just if you have like some good students, send it to. So I was doing 100 meters by that time. So my principal told me to, okay, there's a coaching camp happening. I need you to go and like see how's the situation. So I went there. I started, teach me with the like PVC pipe, the technique. I went for like 4 days and then I stopped. I didn't go. And then after 1 week, that coach came back to school and then said, he didn't met me. And then he went to the principal and then mentioned my name. This student, I need him back. Send him back. Okay. And principal asked me to come to the office and I was like, why did you stop? So like, I didn't feel good. Right? So like, I need you to go back. Like, I think he's interesting. So go back and then see how's the situation. And they're like, okay, I went there back. And then like after 3 months, I competed for the first Kalutara district event and I won the bronze medal. And that's in 2007. And end of that year, I won the junior national gold medal by November. That was my first national level gold medal, junior nationals. So yeah, so then like I thought, okay, something is good. And by that time, even like I'm not like really believing about that, like I like that techniques. I feel the techniques and everything, and I wanted to do a sport, however. So I was doing that. After that gold medal only, I started believing, okay, all right, let's do something.
That's very similar to Ronnie Coleman's story. He was like, till I won my first gold medal, I didn't know that I could win.
Yeah, because I remember my coach, he told me like, he gave me a target and then like say like, okay, by November, if you can hit this target, something will happen. Like, okay, fine. And I obviously hit that target. And I went to the junior national championship and I won the gold medal. So like, okay, this is the target he told me. I was like, okay, fine. I think something's happening. Like, so cool. Then that's the pro career started from that point actually, when I was 14. So
how old
I mean,
were you
by
when
that,
you became the national champion?
14 actually. So 14.
Okay.
And then like since then, like I was completely doing the training like pretty much every day, 6 days a week. And by 18, I went to the military and then I represented the army team and yeah, like that. And
You went into the military for weightlifting?
yes,
Or for weightlifting?
for weightlifting.
Nice.
And then after, but you're gonna have to go through the training and everything
process
because
as
you need
well.
to wear the uniform, right? So, but still, like after you complete the courses and everything, like you get back to the training, start the training, and then like keep moving with that training. So, like until when I was 26, the whole life was weightlifting. So I have made like so many mistakes, so much of mistakes. I got injured like so many times. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. That's how, I mean, like if you don't make mistakes, you never learn. You never learn. So, yeah, like so many mistakes.
When I teach people how to speak well and how to get fluent at speaking, I draw a lot of inspiration from fitness and I say, look, to maintain a physique, a good physique,
Yeah.
you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
How important is it as a fitness trainer? Is it to be consistent with what you're doing? Because I know you can get into a good shape in 3 months, 6
Yeah.
months maybe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe you might not get a six pack,
Yeah.
but if your diet is good, if your workout is good,
Yeah.
you can get into decent shape.
Yeah.
But if you forget about it for 2 months, you're back to where you started.
Yes.
Am I right?
100%.
Do you think people struggle with consistency when it comes to fitness?
Yes, lot. I've seen that like lots of times in my coaching career actually. I would say it's the discipline more than the reason actually why they can't keep the consistency, like the discipline. Discipline means I'm not talking about like that you wake up every day 5:30 in the morning and then like you drink your water, 1 liter of water and then like you go to the gym. That's not I'm talking about the discipline. I would say discipline is the things that you don't like to do. If you can do that for a while, like 10 years of your life, then you're going to become success. Because it's very easy to say no and stop doing things that we don't like to do. I think that's the point that people losing the consistency.
Does
I
that
really
same
believe that.
consistency apply when you're trying to learn a language or when you're
100%.
trying to learn how to speak?
Of course.
How consistent or inconsistent were you when you were trying to learn English from the beginning?
I would say from the young age, I didn't like that much, to be honest with you. But I met a couple of really good teachers that who made me love to learn English, right? Because the reason actually because of the training, I didn't have much time to go to the classes for the studies. So my father's one of cousin brother, he came to he's an English teacher actually. So my father had to talk to him and then ask about him if he can come to my home and then do the class. Because by 2012, I was 18 years old. I was doing my A-levels and then I selected for the SAF games team. So the pool was training in Kandy. So every Sunday night or Monday morning, I have to go to Kandy, do the training for the whole week. Saturday evening, I'm coming back to my home and then I have 3 classes at my home for the A-levels. So and then like I'm going back again Monday to Kandy. So that teacher, one of my uncle, he came and then like he started teaching me like, that's one of the turning point for me actually. That is the first part that I start like at least little by little to speak in English with him. But still because of So once I finish the class, when I go back to Kandy, I don't have that background. It's completely again in Sinhala, right? And I have to wait until the next Sunday. So that's not going to be enough actually, right? But I would say that is the first turning point. And even in my school, like I had like a couple of really good teachers. So they made me love to learn about this language. Because of that, I start like watching, even like when I watch a movie, I can understand because I love to learn that subject and then I can understand what they're saying. It's just like the thing that I can't speak in English. I think that background was helpful for me to become like learn this thing faster than usual way to speak in English really faster than usual actually because I love that and I was listening to things, I was watching movies and everything in English. So because of that, I had more words in my head. I can talk. It's just the practice that I didn't had actually. So then, at one point, once I started the coaching, actually, it was easy for me to catch it.
Do you think that maybe as a fitness coach or any other profession, knowing how to speak well can open up more opportunities for you?
Of course, of course. I think it's comes with how confident you are about what you're doing or what you're talking about. So you obviously you have to be knowledgeable and also you should know what you're talking about, right? So if you really know about what you're talking about and then if you have enough confidence and courage to speak about that, I think that's one of the best things because people can see, like when you're speaking to someone like you, people can see this guy is lying or not sometimes, right? So it's about like the confidence level. Like when you speak to someone, like you need to have like confidence what you really do. So if someone asks me like, what do you do? What's your career? What's your job? I can say like, I'm a coach. This is what I do. So it's one point like, I mean like in one word, like I can say, this is what I do. 100% this is what I do. So that's it.
Yeah.
Right? So then I can tell like, okay, these are the other things I'm doing. So like that. Of course, you need to have like really good confidence to tell what you do about.
Now, obviously for you, it has opened up doors not just in Sri Lanka, but to a foreign audience as well, because you said 90% of your PTs or your personal trainers, trainings are for foreign clients. Now, obviously this means that you have gone out of the Sri Lankan market and out of a Sri Lankan income as well.
Yes.
Right? And something that I always tell my students is if you learn how to present yourself well, not only will more opportunities open, but your income gets leveled up as well.
Exactly.
Is this true? Because I know a lot of fitness trainers in Sri Lanka. I've trained a lot of fitness trainers in Sri Lanka to speak well. And before they learned how to speak confidently, one of the biggest drawbacks they had is that they're afraid to approach foreign clients. The moment they see a foreigner, they push the other person, hey, you go, you go, you go. Right? And they're scared. How important is it as someone that is maybe upcoming in the fitness industry or is trying to get into being a coach? How important is it that you improve your ability to speak?
It's really important because sometimes, so I have that same experience in my head. So from the beginning when I do the classes and personal training with foreign clients, I can understand what they're saying to me and then like I have so much of knowledge about this thing, but I was scared to tell because I didn't have that confidence to speak to them, even though I know exactly about this topic, right? But if you don't try, it's never going to come out, right? So I would say the best thing I have done actually, I was keep working with foreign people. So then I was like freely, like most confidently, like free way, I just start speaking with them. So now I know I have the knowledge. It's just like I'm scared to speak in English and let it out. So at one point when it comes out, those people are like, whoa, okay, this guy knows what I'm talking about. So that's the easiest way. If you don't take the first action, it's never going to come out.
Maybe I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, but I have an interesting question to ask. Are the people that are most likely to laugh at you for not knowing English, are they the foreigners or is it the locals who can't speak English themselves?
That's a good question. Now I'm thinking about should I answer for this question or not right now. I'll reply in this way.
Okay.
To be honest with you, never laughed at me. Like any of the foreign people never ever laughed at me, even though when I made mistake. I think that's enough.
No, that's something.
Never ever. That's why I'm saying like confidently I can say that like even I know I have made mistakes, so I mean I don't have to lie. I have made mistakes, but never ever foreign people ever laughed at me.
And I publicly say this,
Yeah.
right? Even when I do my own videos, what I say is, someone who is better than you at something
Yeah.
is never going to laugh at
Yeah,
you
exactly.
for trying.
100%.
It's always the people that are struggling with it themselves
Yeah.
that are going to try and keep you down.
Yeah.
You would have noticed this in your fitness
Yes,
journey as well.
Of course, 100%. Yeah.
Can you share an experience? You don't have to mention any names, obviously, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I see this all the time, you know, like because the thing is like I'm not only training at CrossFit Ceylon, no, in my place actually. I travel to so many places and I see things, and sometimes I don't know whether these people know about me or not. Like sometimes I'm not that famous, or I just do what I'm really good at what I do. I believe that, right? And I see things like how they're training, and like I'm not trying to put everyone down, but I'll go in this way. Let's say I'm a weightlifter. My background is weightlifting, and now I'm doing strength and conditioning training and CrossFit training because I qualified for the CrossFit training also, right? So I can do all those things, but if someone asks me and they're like, hey, can you teach me some martial arts? I'm going to say no. I can't do that. They can come in this way also. Oh, you were in the military, maybe you have done some martial art. Yes, I have done, but I'm not qualified, or I don't know how to teach it to you. That's the simple thing. Right? If I don't know, if I don't know how to teach it to you, like that's a basic thing. That's it, right? So I think that's enough. That's enough. You should know like what you are really good at, and if you can, because the coaching is not about like how knowledgeable you are. It's about like how good you are delivering this thing to one person, right? It's about, because you cannot use the same method that you're using to coach one person. That method is not going to useful for another person. Maybe he can't understand that thing at all. So then you're gonna have to use another way actually. So you need so much ways in your head to how you're going to deliver this thing, right? So it's about like delivering. I guess it is the same thing with the teaching. Any kind of, if you're teaching to someone something, it's about how you deliver. It doesn't matter like how knowledgeable you are. Maybe like if you are not good about delivering this thing, you can be a bad teacher or bad coach, right? I really believe about like that thing actually. It's about the delivering. How I can teach this thing to this person like the easiest and the most like simple way to understand this thing without making it like so complicated. I think that's the important part.
Other than the lack of practice, what were some of the other barriers or pitfalls that you faced when you were trying to learn how to speak English well?
I would say it's the background. That was the biggest obstacle I had actually until I came back to Colombo and then completely changing my environment. That was the biggest obstacle I had actually, because I still believe like if I was in the same background, same environment for a longer period, like even right now, maybe maybe even right now, like I will still coaching with like some local people, and I'm not saying like that's bad, but the thing is like, if you want to grow up, like you need to get out from your comfort zone, right? So it's better. I mean, you feel like scared to do that thing, but it's okay. Like it's okay to be like a bit nervous or scared to do something, but try it without. Even though if you're going to fail it, like that's fine. Just try it and then like see. So I would say like the environment was the biggest obstacle I had, because you need to get out from that environment if you want to learn something new actually. So until that, you're never going to learn.
To someone that is trying to learn English from scratch, what would you recommend that they do?
Here's the thing. If you want to speak in English, actually, you need to start speaking. and listen some. Even though if you're going to make the mistakes, that's fine. Start speaking in English, because it doesn't matter how much you knowledgeable or how many words you have in your head or like whatever, like you can say, oh, I can understand everything what they're saying, but if you are not comfortable to speak in English, it's not going to be work, right? It's not going to work at all. So until you take the first step to speak in English, it's not going to work at all. I think you have to speak in English, even though like you don't have to meet foreigners or anyone. Like if you have like someone who can speak in English, try to speak in English. Speak in English. Because the other thing actually what I did when I do the coaching, because now I'm doing the CrossFit classes. So from the beginning, when I'm really struggling with that, so today if I know the tomorrow's workout, I have to explain this workout to a group class, right? And I'm going to have to do that in English. So I have the whole program. So what I did actually, in my head, I was thinking in English how I'm going to explain this workout, how I'm going to demonstrate these movements. So that was one of the biggest thing helped me actually to speak in English, because if I'm coaching tomorrow, tonight I'm taking the workout and then I'm thinking in English how I'm going to explain this workout to my class. So when you do that as a practice, just do that for a while, then you don't have to do that every day, because once you get pretty comfortable, even right now, let's say like someone comes to me and they're like, okay, this is the workout, I need you to coach this class. I don't have to go through that like lots of times. I can just look at once and then I know exactly, okay, this is what we're going to do. I can explain that easily, right? So, but that's how I started, because you need to think in English first and then you can speak, I would say. That's my practice. That's how I started actually. So it worked all the time. So I'm pretty confident about that actually. If you can think in English, if you can plan something in English, okay, this is what I'm going to do, then you can talk.
A lot of people say, and even I say this as well, you have to listen to podcasts, you have to listen to books, you have to listen to even maybe music, watch movies. How important are these additional things to help you improve your vocabulary? Did you do this when you were trying to build up your knowledge?
Yes, because sometimes the main reason I watched the movies or podcast or anything, because some people's accent they're like that, it's really hard for us to understand sometimes until you get like really comfortable with those accents, right? So for those people actually it's better listen to the podcast and maybe watch movies with subtitles, because what you can hear and you can see the subtitles are exactly this is the word that they were speaking like that. So that's really good for you to learn English actually, and also like you will learn so much of new words that you never ever heard. Sometimes it's okay to sometimes, oh, what is that word? Maybe find the meaning. That's it, right? That's how you're learning. So it's really important, I would say, like watching the podcast or even like reading in English. That's one of the best thing you can do, even though like a small paragraphs, just reading, because I'm pretty sure like some people can learn like so many, even right now when I read some books, sometimes I see like some words I've never ever seen before, so I'm trying to find the meaning of those words. So I'm still learning. I'm not like perfect in English still. I'm still learning. It's not going to be like done forever, I don't think so. So just you're going to learn every day. It's important. It's important to read, watch podcast and listen English conversations. That's important.
You speak so fluently now that people might not even believe that you couldn't speak English at one point in your life. But you have grown to such a level that you are now conversing very fluently. You're not making mistakes. You're speaking as confidently as anyone else would that is born in a native country.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well done to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
What final advice would you give anyone watching this podcast that is thinking to themselves, hey, I'm not good enough. I can't speak English. I'm speaking Sinhala every day. There's no way that I can build myself up to a point where I'm fluent. What final advice would you give everyone?
This is what I can say actually. So I came from like very little background. Like my family never speak in English actually. So even my mother or my father, right? So, but some points were there like I got the opportunities. So when the opportunity comes to me, I was ready for those opportunities because I learned English as a subject, as a language, even though I didn't speak. By the time those opportunities comes to me, I was ready. It's just that I just needed to be like start practicing it. That's it. Prepare myself like more and more and more and more for the opportunities, right? So when the opportunity comes to you, don't be afraid. Like just take the opportunity. Even though you are not really ready for that, take it, because while you're moving, you're going to learn a lot. That's what I did. I really say that because I'm not coming from like a good background or like in like a proper way. No, I start from the beginning, like very beginning, and every day I was keep building up, keep building up, keep building up. So I would say like, yeah, take the opportunity. Don't be afraid to take the opportunity, and then like face for the obstacles. It's going to be, I mean, your whole life is going to be like so many things that you never ever planned in your life, but those things are going to give you like so many good opportunities. So take it and then move forward.
Thank you very much, Nirash. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for
having
accepting
me.
my offer to come here and have a conversation. I think everyone had something amazing to take away from your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Until our next video, keep practicing.